Morning, folks. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? This is late. Shout out to the artist in recovery, Mr. Darryl P., and to the buck of wheat, and everybody else out there. 1:28 in the morning, West Coast time. It is the Sunday of the 11th of August, 2024. Barely alive, barely awake. We were Jansen, Roseman, California. Trying to stay out of the politics, but we're going to get into personal stuff, which means it slides over not just to the zombie stuff, but to the diary of the griever named John Weaver, which is me. Alright. Doing this in a bit of a response to Mr. Artist in Recovery's video of 7,000 days left to live. Holy crap, dude. We're going to be doing that? I mean, seriously, you're going to be panicking left and right over how many days you got left, and you're going to be making this observation. I only looked at the title and just didn't even want to touch it with the 10-foot pole because I'm already dealing with enough life, death, mourning, and everything else going on that I'm going to have to start dealing with this. Give me a break. That drive me crazy. But you are going to be driving me crazy at this point. That's what people basically do. I'm only looking at myself for having just one day at a time. If I'm lucky enough, if I wake up in the morning and I'm not trying to kill myself in one way or another, then I got to be doing okay. But if I'm not doing okay, then what am I doing? I still haven't quite figured that thing out yet. I hear all that clicking of me that's trying to get my mouse working here and get some stuff taken care of. Oh, 7,000 days. Are you starting to mourn yourself now, Darryl? I mean, you're starting to mourn life. I mean, you look like you're handling life and hearing about doctors, but you're still trying to live life, and you're panicking left and right. Trust me, I've been through it once before as a 4-year-old. I don't recommend it to anybody, but as a 4-year-old, a long time ago, for going through open surgery, I'm sick all the time. And then visit 3 times. Yeah, it changes a person's perspective. And I mean, there's a lot of issues I've been trying to talk about on my channel. And and what's happening? Well, still one. I'm afraid of death and talk dealing with this one. I'm trying not to get myself panicked over driving crazy, but 7,000 days. Say, for example, we've got a curse. Who figuring out data and hearing rumors and stories and innuendos that I've got a Cameron curse. 5 minutes into this thing, now I'm talking about the curse. Age 60, the Cameron males of my bloodline, my side, die right after 60. Body starts wearing down one way or another, mentality or something like that. But the Cameron Mills, we already had about 3 of them, or counting my brother, it would be 4 of them, had passed on. One died because of smoking too much, and there was a lot of treatment in the lungs, and then somehow the lungs burst, killed one uncle. Another uncle died of a heart attack right after 60. Another uncle decided to blow his head off. My brother, ischemic attacks. My brother thought he was going to be getting past the curve on this one. He thought he wasn't going to be harmed in any way on this one. Boy, is he wrong. But he wanted to be wrong. He didn't want to go through this thing. He really was trying to tell people, look, I don't want to die. I'm afraid of death. He's been through it a few times anyway. Oh, well, I see a couple of near misses. But he hadn't gone through it and come back to life again. Even I had gone through the damn tunnel and saw the figure at the light. And I heard the voice. I don't know who the hell he was. I didn't recognize him. All I know, I was leaving home. I felt home. Felt peace. And I was scared. But I wanted that peace. And I wake up terrified, man, in my own body again. Tell my mother what the hell is going on in the recovery room. 3 times up, 3 times back. Kept told the same thing. It's not your time, John. Go back. It's not your time, John. You don't think there would have been some kind of conversation telling me the reason why? No, it just wasn't my time. And that really got to me. I mean, that really got to me at that point. I don't know who he was. I didn't recognize. Maybe I recognized him as I just don't know him now. But upon hearing what my brother was trying to tell me when he was approaching the age of 50, that was scaring the shit out when he was telling me all of his facts, innuendos, and everything else going on with this theory of his about the Cameron males and our bloodline. At the age of 60, he just die. I'm 58. I got a few months left before I get 59. And then the panic begins, I guess. My brother had already been having health issues when he was getting older. He didn't have a heart issue when he was in the military, but no, it was an explosion because he was somewhere else. Something happened to him and he had shrapnel in his back. He goes through a training session and he comes out with 2 titanium kneecaps. Mentally gets screwed up because of things happened in the military that he couldn't talk about it during those days. Had to use drugs and alcohol just to hide the pain. Hide what the hell happened. Hide from the nightmares. And then he had to live with it. Live with the consequences of being a drug addict and an alcoholic. Damn near loses a family. He had to hit bottom and almost lost his life. And it didn't happen. In a motel room with a handgun. 6-shot. And he went through 12. All primers hit. Firing pins. Marked. Slams the gun down on a table in a motel room where he was trying to do it. And his own room. Gun goes up, blasts a hole in the door. Cops come in. He's already huddled, terrified of what the hell's happening, and he's shuddering. Gun spent rounds, including the ones in the barrel, on still in the chambers. Revolver it was. He didn't tell me what type, but it was just a revolver. Wasn't going to question it. And I started to find this stuff out down the road for the reasons why he went nuts. But the things that happened to him. It was only later on in his life he was doing like the deathbed confession. The last 2 or 3 years, just telling me stories left and right. But in the meeting halls, I was also listening to what was going on with him. Tried to talk about it with him, but I guess maybe some things were not ready for my ears yet. But at one time when he was coming up on his 50th natal birthday, that's the thing. That's the thing when it started pouring out. That's when it started. He was afraid that he was going to die. And he wanted to kill himself in the worst way. I mean, hell, he was pissed off. He was nasty at Ma. He was nasty at me. But he was going to go to the meeting hall just so we can end it all. I mean, he was just pure anger, pure terror. He was afraid and he was being resolute about it. And we get over to the meeting hall, and I get outside. I try to get him out, talk to him. He told me to fuck off. Go fuck yourself. I go inside to our spot, which is right by the door and closer to the windows. He's got me concerned. I'm texting him, how come you're not coming in the meeting? He's telling me to go fuck off. I had to talk to somebody over there that was closer to his mentality. Who had been through combat. I thought maybe it was something he was going through that I did not understand. So, in the meeting, we go through the rituals, talk about a few things, and it's only after the break that we would be able to talk what's going on. And during the break, I'm trying to talk to one guy. He goes out there and he's getting on my brother's case on this one. And he's listening. And then my brother listens. And he comes out. And he sits on the opposite side of the building. The opposite side of the room, actually. And then he tells his tale, and he was the only one sharing that night. He had to. And he was telling me a lot about his fear, a lot about things that was going on with him. He was terrified. And I heard about the curse. I guess little by little he was giving me more information about it that was driving him nuts. Other meetings afterwards, I'm getting more and more pieces of what happened in his past that got him into where he was. Got him into the halls. But that night, he didn't have a gun with him. He was just going to use the car to run right into the building. Straight into the hall. He was contemplating suicide. Now, I know Google and YouTube don't like that when we talk about things like that, but this is what I talk about. I'm not getting into monetary shit. This is what happened. This is what happens. But that friend in the meeting hall talked him out of it. He was really a de facto. Um, let's say in a way he became a caregiver for my brother. Every time we got into the meeting, he always wanted to find out what the hell was going on. We have sponsors in the meeting of the 12 steps. People we're supposed to be going over to, and they're supposed to walk us through stuff. I haven't been through one in a hell of a long while. I haven't been to the meetings in a hell of a long while. I needed one, still do. And I figured those guys in the meeting halls forgot all about me, because I thought maybe, no, we're supposed to be contacting them. But I kept thinking, what? They can't contact me to see how the hell I'm doing these days? Shit. I'm doing the hell of a lot, and I could be going through the damn final pathway myself. Good. Trying to convince my therapist, I'm not there yet. But there have been times. And in thinking and worrying about this damn curse my brother kept telling me, it was freaking me out over the past few years. And then it's occurring to me, I just only got one day at a time. If I wake up in the morning and I'm still alive, count it as a win, count it as a blessing, and just roll with it. Not this 7,000 day crap. Because we put our bodies through a hell of a lot of shit. Oh, I figure I got this problem. No, Darryl, you got one day, okay? You just got one day. You wake up in the morning, and if you're still alive, cool. And if you go back to sleep, and then you wake up again and you're still alive, count it as a blessing. Keep moving on. Don't start counting the damn days. It's gonna drive you fucking nuts. My brother was already that way anyway. By the time he reached 60, he was still on the edge. His own past was driving him crazy. The medications weren't helping him as much, and physically he wasn't able to get around as much. He had been in and out of the hospitals so many damn times. I felt like the ambulance drivers and the fire engines knew us personally. My brother was having more heart issues, but they never suspected that the guy was getting a stroke until he started losing. He was becoming a bit incommunicado. Aphasia was kicking in. Mobility was happening. We went to the doctors. They put him under a cat. They put him under an MRI. Yeah, he had damage. Didn't even realize it. Didn't even notice that there was actually portions in his brain that already had been stroked because of blood clots or something like that happening in there. And there was no pain in the situation. But if there wasn't any pain, he didn't even tell me anything about the damn thing in the first place. Nothing. So yeah, I'm still waiting for the signs of myself here, whether or not if I am losing it or not. And the main reasons why I have to keep doing these recordings is for my own damn sanity and also my own health, physical and mental. To make sure that if I'm going downhill, there ought to be a record on this damn shit. I mean, I could talk up all the damn political crap I can or anything else like that. But for the main reason is to find out if I'm still coherent, if I'm still able to be understood, if the speech patterns are doing okay, if the vision's still okay, the vision's still fine, it's still screwed up. Take out glasses are off because I got to get these things washed. Got grease and shit on them. I got to get them washed off. My mobility. My mobility's okay so far. I still got a bad back and a bad neck. Hasn't changed. Has my disposition changed? Has my understanding changed? Has my emotions changed? Has something of me changed? Yeah, I'm dreading more and more about my dog passing away and how the hell I'm going to be able to deal with that shit. How does that grab you? I know her time is coming. Or it's probably at hand and I don't want to deal with it. And I don't want to say goodbye. And the bitch of it is I'm going to have to say goodbye. Because she's coming at that term. She's coming at that time. I'm afraid. And it may not be as natural as probably it should be. Not that she'll be not waking up. It's I'm going to have to make that time happen just to keep her out of discomfort. I've done that a few times with the dogs I've had in my life. It wasn't easy for Dave, Ma, or me. We've lost some good dogs. It's never easy losing your kids like that. I'm worried more about that damn thing than I am about any other kind of frickin' countdown that I'm going to be. As far as I figured it out, about 15 years of life, and that's about it. And after that, you're dead. You're doing the same damn shit my brother did. Knock the shit off, Darryl. Take it as a win every time you wake up in the morning and you're still alive and you're still breathing. Don't start counting the time. You don't know when. You don't know how. Just enjoy what you got right now. Stop freaking about the damn shit. And yes, when I'm in the mood, I will watch it, and I'll probably have to counter something. But I'll let this video stand anyway. Dealing with fear paralyzes your ass. I know because it's paralyzed mine too many damn times. Even this one's paralyzing me with the decisions I still have to make for her. As hard as it's going to be. And understand this, Darryl. I ain't got anybody to lean on and cry on, okay? You try living that kind of life. I had people trying to, they say they're friends, but they're not friends. I don't have family anymore. My dog's the only one I've got. I wanted to give a shit about it in the first place. And maybe a cousin out there that I give a crap about too. That we hardly ever communicate. I know I got two crappy assholes out in San Diego County. And their bloodline out there somewhere in the Rocky Mountain areas, Colorado. My brother's bloodline hadn't contacted me for ages, so I think they forgot about me. They're out in Texas. Other than that, so enjoy what you can. Deal with what you can. I'm trying to survive. But if something is going to hit me, if something is going to tear my ass apart, if I'm going to get something violent or maybe just something easy, like I'll be dreaming about it, and then it won't be a dream because I won't wake up and I'll just be dead. I'm not looking forward to that existence. I don't want to be there just yet. I mean, I still want to try to do something else, you know? Forestall it as much as I can. But it's not just that. It's trying to deal with living alone again. Don't start telling me about getting a girlfriend. I wouldn't even know about that shit. Another dog's a different thing altogether. I'd want all of them. But I haven't got the means, resources, or the facility for it. And I don't think I could be dealing with it as a volunteer at an animal shelter because I'd have to see the animals not being adopted but getting killed. And I don't think I could deal with that. I had enough of death. I'm trying to deal and stick with life right now as it is. And as for dealing with the doctors and hospitals, well, I'm still staying the hell away from them. I'm going to croak, I'm going to croak. I ain't going to like it. But I'll deal with it. Not free will, though. But it's something I have to talk about anyway. Anyway, I got people. Next week, therapist again. We talk stuff. I'll send her this one. I've been sending her video links of the YouTube. I don't know if she's ever searched it herself, but I've always encouraged her to do so. And then there's a pastor out in Nova Scotia, Halifax area. Come across this stuff several months ago and started attending virtual church on YouTube. Chat log with everybody else. I don't even know who the hell they are, but they seem like okay people. And the ringleader, yeah, seems to be a nice guy. He seems to be okay. Him or one of his cohorts I'm going to be talking to this week as well. Virtually. Hopefully not in the YouTube chat log, probably in a different thing altogether, but it'll happen. And then we'll talk. Hopefully. But I keep sending him video messages. Even this will be sent over to him anyway. Send him a link. It's not that easy trying to find people that actually give a shit about you. And if you actually do have people out there to give a shit about you, dude, hold on to them. Hold on to them, asshole. Because you don't know whether or not you're going to be needing them or not. I know I got a few followers myself. Didn't think anybody else would follow this particular prick. Yeah, I'm foul-mouthed. I'm a real foul-mouthed git right now. Only because I can't stand the topic of death and I deal with it all the damn time. I hate dealing with the mourning and grieving issues. I hate dealing with the people who are still going through the same shit because I'm identifying every single time with every single one of them. Loss is loss. Doesn't matter who or what. It still hurts like hell. And how do you deal with it is another story. It's day by day survival. If you don't get triggered, you get to deal with the day and everything else goes on. But in between, depression like crazy. You get triggered with the emotions and you cry like a baby. What the hell, I am a big fucking baby. But this fucking countdown, dude. Let's put it real. Enjoy what you have right now. I've got a dog I'm still worried about. She's my priority. I'm supposed to be going to school. Go back to college. I wanted to get the degree going and maybe, I don't know, continue on with it. Maybe. But right now, I don't think emotionally I'm going to be fit for it. Or up for it. But I'm going to have to work on it. I'm trying to keep an ear open for her. She'll let me know when she's awake. She'll be moaning and yelling at me. I gotta start getting videos of this one. No, videos on her, period. Because it would matter to me a great deal. Have a legacy, live on. Anyway, yeah, that's a hell of a morning to wake up to, and talk later, dude.